Hello everybody and welcome back to HOA Outdoors. Today we're talking arrows and arrow setups. In today's video we're going to show you how to take what this bare shaft arrow is to the hunting arrow we're going to be using this fall. First, start off this video, I am no way, shape, or form a professional archer, professional arrow builder, anything like that. I'm just showing you what I'm using as a regular everyday guy. I do shoot a heavy arrow for a couple reasons. I am here located in Michigan and the upper Midwest and the Northeast in Pennsylvania and Ohio. Those are 3 states we'll be hunting this year. In those 3 states, you're not going to be shooting much past 35 yards, and I don't usually typically shoot past 35 yards. So I'm building an arrow for 30 and in, basically. I wanted to make the quickest and most efficient kills on different shot angles instead of being able to shoot a longer distance and shooting just broadside or quartering away. A lot of the opportunities, whether it's the way we set stands up, whether it's the aggressive rattling and hunting styles and grunting and snort wheezing that we like to hunt, it just seems like I get a lot more shots at 15 and under quartering to than I do at 35 plus quartering away or broadside. Just the way it seems it's always gone for me. So that's why we're going to use the heavier arrow. You can agree with it, you can love it, you can hate it. I don't really care. I'm just showing you what I'm using. What you're going to need for this really is, I get all mine. I pay the $2 extra or whatever it is to get them all hand squared. That's very important that these are hand squared, or you just need a squaring tool. I don't have that up here with me. I use all the parts that come with the Sirius arrows. Like I said, these are Sirius Apollos 250 spine. I've been shooting these for the last 3 years. Just a couple specs. These are 29.5-inch arrows. I have about a 30-inch draw. Like I said, I run a heavier arrow setup. I have the 100 grain insert that goes up front, insert-outsert system. They switched this last year, and I think it works much better. If you see a little red mark on these, I number them so I know which one is which when I'm weighing all my components. And then these are just going to be the regular nocks to start. I don't know if I'm going to be shooting a lighted nock or not this year. It comes up better on camera, but it also, they're a little heavier, and I'm already pretty heavy as it is. I wouldn't have to worry about my FOC because my FOC is very high shooting. I shoot 150 grain insert, so 250 grains up front, so I'm not really too worried about FOC with a heavier nock. And then it's going to be the AEE hybrid. I think they're the 26s. Yeah, the 26s. And then this year with the broadhead I'll be shooting, it's a single bevel. It's going to be the new Magnus. It's going to be a right bevel, so I will put it with a 3-inch right helical. So like I was saying, good scale. I just got a $30 one from Cabela's. These work, seems to work perfectly for me. Like I said, I'm not shooting 80, 90, 100 yards, so 1543 came up 1543. Next thing is I number all my arrows, so or just tick them. So first thing I do is arrow 1, 2, and 3 on the paper. And then the insert weights, same thing. And then the nock. If I spell anything wrong, I'm dyslexic, so screw off in the comments. So I do this just in case one or two of the arrows or one of the inserts is a little bit heavier, so we can get them the closest same weight as possible. So next thing I'm going to take here, I'm going to grab the first shaft. This has 2 ticks on it. I'm sure you're not going to be able to pick that up because it's a red marker on black. Doesn't pick up the best, but that's just the way it was in this when I decided to make. When I realized I didn't have a gray pen, Sharpie here. Okay, so that's 3. So arrow 2 is 315.7. This is arrow 3. 315.4. Again, 316.2. So they're all within a grain. Actually, they're all almost within half a grain of each other. So again, it's not that it's going to matter that much. You might say for 30 yards, what does this matter? But my thing is, if I built these arrows to shoot to 100 and I don't have to shoot to 30, then I'm still going to get out the performance that I want. So next thing, I'm moving to the inserts here. Again, same thing. You might be able to see that a little bit better. But we're going to start with insert 3.
Show it to the camera.
Oh, you might be able to see it a little bit better. And the nice thing about the Sirius equipment is you see there's a cut line here. If you wanted to just run a 75 grain insert or were playing with them and you're using an adhesive that you can heat up and pull these inserts back out, you can just cut it right there with a little handsaw, and then you're working with a 75 insert instead of 100. So how about that? Insert 3 is 100.8 grains. There's insert 1. 108 again, or 100.8 again. And number 2. Again, what I've seen the last couple of years doing this, and this is the first year I'm recording it, the Sirius inserts and stuff seem to be really, really accurate with their weights. Last thing we're going to do is nocks. Again, on here I have they're really hard to see, but there's...
Put it closer.
That's really hard to see. You're not going to be able to pick it up, but there's 2 tick marks on there, so that's nock 2 at 8.5 grains. Can't even see this myself. There's nock 1 at 8.6 grain, or I'm sorry, 8 grains even. And here's nock 3 at 7.9. So after seeing all these, I know that this nock 2 is the heaviest. So the last thing I want to do is put nock 2 on arrow 1. So I'm going to put nock 2 on arrow 3. Find arrow 3. Here's arrow number 3. Here's nock number 2. We're just going to kind of get that in position. Just in there. Set that to a side. These inserts were all about the same. So I'm just going to put an insert on there. Turn my scale on. You don't need to come over here for this. Then I'm just going to get a total arrow weight before I put a field point on there, or even before. I'm going to get a total arrow weight before I even put fletchings on here and just see how close they are to one another. So arrow number 2 came in at 423 grains and a half, so 423.5. Arrow number 3 it's going to come in at 423.5 again. Last but certainly not least, arrow number 1. $423.5. I did not make those all up, I promise, but we are able to get them all exactly down with, I mean, they're all 423.5 grains. So that is very important to me, even though I'm shooting a heavier arrow. If you get a grain off here, grain off there, even though I'm not shooting the 70 yards, I just like everything the same, everything as close to perfect as I can, because the last thing you want, for whatever reason, I've had this in the past where maybe I didn't know exactly I got an arrow last year, and I think it had a 75, or I think it had a 100 grain insert. I wasn't exactly sure. That's why I got the scale, to know exactly, to make sure your arrows are exactly the same weight, or as close to exact as you can. Luckily here, we got them all within a grain of each other. Not only within a grain, with exactly the same grain weight going into building the arrows. So that's a very important step to me, is taking that extra time. I think it took us 10 minutes to just weigh those three out, get the components with the right arrows before you start assembling. Now I know you can't see it, but I just put a little bit of yellow highlighter right there so I know exactly where this is lined up when I go to glue. Next thing, you can buy arrow adhesive, and I'm sure there's people that are gonna lose their minds when I do this. I just use the Gorilla adhesive. I mix them together. This is the one I get. Takes a little bit till you get both of them. We're only doing 3, so I don't need a ton.
The strawberry plate.
Yes, the strawberry plate. That's all the paper plates we had laying around extra. So we're using the back of a paint brush to kind of mix this. I'm gonna mix this together. They settle pretty quick here.
Show the camera what glue it was.
It was the Gorilla adhesive
Epoxy.
epoxy. And it sets in 5 minutes, so we gotta hurry up here, I guess. I've used this epoxy in the past for all my arrows. I've never had a problem with them coming out this way, so get it.
What are you doing?
Just putting it in the adhesive, twisting this on the way down. Try not to get it on a nice table. Lining those two up, and then I bring this up all the way down on the shaft.
That's what she said.
And I might need just a little bit more to keep this going. Get that on there. Hold that at the top. Once that's done, sorry, I gotta wipe this off. Paper towel.
Should I record this?
Yeah. Okay, I forgot the paper towels. Very important. I know this video is all over the place. See me in my slippers.
Not the slippers.
Not the slippers. But very important. You want to get this adhesive off. This. Just like that. And now, of course, it came off. Press that down. There's your first one. Lay that down and let that sit. Alright, now that we have the inserts done and the arrows built, usually what I would do is, I am a big believer in bare shaft tuning. So we'll show you in another video how I bare shaft tune. It's a little bit of a redneck way because I don't have everything you're supposed to have, but I make it work. But we're going to just take the time, and because we spun tested this arrow and we know it's spinning straight, I'm just going to fletch it. And if it's not perfect, I'll just cut the fletchings off and then knock tune it anyway. I've gotten pretty good at getting them at least close, that they should fly at least at 30 yards, right with my field points. But you never know. So next I'm going to take, this is an Easy Prep arrow cleaner. When I go to fletch my arrows, I like a 3 fletch. Some people like a 4 fletch. Like I said, I'm an FOC guy. Even though I shoot plenty of weight up front, I've always shot a 3 fletch, never had a reason to switch. Maybe one day I will, but right now I have a 3 fletch jig, this fletching jig. 3 fletch, I have a right helical. My bow, when it shoots, spins my arrow to the right from what I could find online, and then I have a right single bevel head. So everything should be spinning to the right, so I should get no knuckleball effect, anything like that. I'm going to give it a quick spray here. Clean that arrow quick. Kind of wipe it down. Now, this is something I do differently than a lot of guys with using a jig. Even though I'm using a three fletch jig that you could put these all up at one time, I still just fletch them one at a time. I just think that that's the best way, is to take it one at a time, get them on the way they're supposed to be. I hold it down for 5 to 10 seconds. Then after that, I'm going to release. That first vein is on there perfectly. I'm going to take my next one, lay it down, give it 3 small or 4 small things of glue. Get it on there. We're fitting just perfectly, just like that. Press it down. Again, pull it off. There's a second vein. And a third and final vein. A little bit of glue running off of them. I just try to dab that off as I see it. Get my last arrow on here, or my last fletch on here. Finish this arrow. Make sure it's lined up right. For 10 seconds, peel down, pull the arrow out, and there is a 3% right helical on that. And I'll just go touch it up a little bit. Make sure there's a little excess glue. If I get that, there was a little excess. Like I said, you don't need a ton of glue. A lot of guys think you need a lot of glue. Some people will tell you you need a lot of glue. You don't need a lot of glue, you need a little glue. But,
Don't put that in there.
and now you have a nice glued in arrow ready to go. Again, the front has a little extra adhesive on there, but what are you gonna do? So we just got this. We're gonna get the total arrow weight for what I'll be shooting this year. This one's coming in right at about 602 grain. So there might be a little bit of glue that's still on front that might mess with it a little bit, but we're shooting for right around 601, a little over 601. So 602, we'll have to see how the other ones, but everything we've done with matching the other ones, I would be very surprised if the other ones don't come out within half a grain of 602. The other one we measured was 601 and some change. So just being within that grain, like I said, I only shoot out to about 35 yards. Hey guys, thank you for watching. If you guys made it to this point in the video, you saw me take a bare shaft arrow, turn it into a 601 grain and some change arrow that's ready to hunt. We're going to be doing a lot from now until the start of the season with some summer stuff, some summer episodes. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to know when they're coming out. If you guys tuned in to season 23 and saw us hunt Pennsylvania last year, the amount of content that we created last year is going to be nothing compared to what we're going to be doing this fall. So make sure you hit that notification bell to know when our videos are coming up, and it's going to be November before we know it. So God bless each and every one of you, and have a great day.